Hi, my name is Sarah. Welcome to my channel. Today I am going to show you my potentials for the Diverseathon ReadAthon, and I am going to be asking a question as well at the end. So I myself am a pleasure reader. I read books, I like to laugh, I like some reality suspension. That's my type of reading. I don't normally think about the diversity in my book. I think that people really need to see themselves in their books, and I would never want to deny someone a chance to love reading as much as I do. So when I stumbled on that Twitter thing that was going on, it made me want to participate in this readathon. When I decided to look at my shelves to see if I had any books that were even diverse, because again, I don't notice books in that way, I was frightened I wouldn't find anything, but to my surprise, I have some things to read on my shelf that are diverse. So I will go through some of these books that I might read for this readathon. A little bit of backstory for this first one. I suffered an eye injury about 8 years ago. I tore my retina behind the center of my vision. I have distorted vision and no depth perception anymore. So I am highly sensitive to books about eyes, blindness, or any sort of eye disease. So the one book that I will be getting to 100% is this one, What Milo Saw. This is about a 9-year-old boy, and he has retinitis pigmentosa, which means that he is going blind. At this point in our story, he can only see a pinpoint out of his eye. And from what I can see, of course, I haven't read any of these books, so I'm not really sure how diverse they're going to be. But what he sees is pretty amazing, and he actually goes out and goes after some people who are abusing the elderly in a nursing home. So it seems like a powerful book in that way. So this I'm definitely going to get to. Then I found some other gems on my TBR here. This is a travel memoir, An African in Greenland, and this is by Tete Michel Kapomasi, and I apologize, I probably butchered at least the last name. And this is about a man. He was born in Togo, and he saw a book on Greenland and decided he wanted to visit there, and this is his story. So we have a black African man going to Greenland and meeting the Inuit, and I don't think there's much more diverse than this. Talk about culture, differences in culture, and I really do appreciate differences in culture. So I would like to get to this. There's some pictures in here. I can't even. I also found this gem on my bookshelf, Middlesex by Jeffrey Eugenides. And it's funny because when I bought this book and I saw Middlesex, I thought it was something about the English countryside. When I went to research, it's not. The character in this book is actually a hermaphrodite. And there's someone who reviewed this book on Goodreads who gave a phenomenal description of what is actually going on here. So if you have any questions, I think his is like the most liked review on Goodreads. Calliope is actually Cal and didn't know it until blood tests reveal it. And he goes and tries to find the line of where all of this started. This is a possibility, we'll see. This is definitely a diverse book. The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian by Sherman Alexie. This is about a teenage boy who lives on an Indian reservation and also has a lot of medical problems. And this was inspired by the author's own life. So another good book. I also could potentially read On Beauty by Zadie Smith. From what I know, I mean, Zadie Smith she's an English woman, but she is a person of color, and I believe she writes pretty diverse characters as well in this book. So I will see how diverse this is maybe if I get to this. Another book on my shelf that I could potentially get to, which my mother would love, is The Wild Girl, the notebook of Ned Giles, and this is by Jim Fergus. This is about a Mexican Apache or Mexican Indian people, and you know, which that's definitely underrepresented. A lot of the Mexicans are actually Indians or have a mix of there, and I'll probably be able to speak more to that if I actually read the book. One thing that I'm missing in this is I would really like some representation for people who are fat. You know, as an overweight girl, I find that finding books where protagonists are overweight and dealing with that is difficult to find. So if you know of any books that feature obese people, I would love to put that on my TBR. And I don't mean obese as in a size 10. I'm just saying, you know, that's not reality. I mean, that's reality. That's not what I mean. And you know, I think you get what I mean with this. I appreciate reading some fun books about it, but it really is definitely an underrepresented thing in literature. So that's that. That's my TBR and my 2 cents for what it's worth. And happy reading, everyone.